the nation. Forest Hill High School led the district with nearly $26 million in scholarship offers, closely followed by Gem Hill High School with over $25 million. These ceremonies weren't just about academic success, they were about perseverance, family pride, and what it means to finish strong.
I am proud, yes, APAC, solid. I make a commitment to meet every goal that I set for myself. You've not only taught us academic skills, but also important lessons about kindness, perseverance, and the value of hard work.
From milestone to milestone, JPS fifth graders also marked a turning point.
So thank you to the students, staff members, the parents for trusting us throughout this transition process.
At Wells APAC, young scholars were celebrated for their creative and academic excellence, and are now preparing to continue their journey at Bailey APAC.
You're the class that stood at the center of the main tree, a moment that resonated far beyond these walls. You helped carry this school into a new era, one of service. Your identity will reflect our values.
At Obama Magnet Elementary, the ceremony was not a goodbye, but a tribute. Graduating seniors from across JPS who once walked these halls as children returned for a final walkthrough, bringing inspiration and full circle pride as Obama Magnet prepares to close this chapter. The celebration honored both legacy and leadership. Students will continue their education at Obama Elementary, which will be relocated to the Northwest Ivy Middle School campus.
These graduates carried with them the values, curiosity, and determination instilled during their time at Obama Magnet.
School starts July 28th. Registration is now open. Registration won't be available during the first week of school. Use the SNAP code link or log into the Power School Parent Portal to get it done today. Call 601-960-8852 or email psparentportal@jackson.k12.ms.us. Registration is required for bus service and summer programs.
Visit our website at jackson.k12.ms.us. Follow us on Facebook at Jackson Public Schools, on Instagram at JPS Student Voices. Follow us on X at JPS District, Comcast, channels 18 and 19, and YouTube at youtube.com/JPSITV.
As always, we want to thank the team for those updates and highlights. Appreciate you keeping us in the know as to what's going on throughout the district. Board members, I have one item to share with you this evening. As you know, we're proud to have exceptional scholars who demonstrate pretty regularly both compassion and a strong commitment to serving the Jackson community. All 6 of our JPS high schools have partnered with the American Red Cross to make a meaningful impact through service and volunteerism. At this time, I want to invite our Assistant Superintendent of High Schools, Mrs. Lakeisha Marshall Thomas, and Ms. Anita Ballou to join us, who's the business education teacher at Murrah, to join us and share a little more about this important partnership and the ways that our scholars are making a difference in the lives of our community members.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just here to introduce you to me. Good evening. Board of Trustees and Superintendent, thank you for this opportunity. This year, Jackson Public Schools proudly participated and partnered with American Red Cross in a powerful initiative to promote blood donation, raise awareness about sickle cell disease, and give students real-world opportunities to lead and serve. Thanks to the outstanding support of Katina Milwaukee, who is the Regional Emerging Markets Manager, and Denise Smith, Strategic Business Planning Manager for donor recruitment. This partnership opened doors for students to step up, to speak out, and make a lasting impression in their schools and their communities. With the dedicated leadership of the high school student councils and advisors, JPS students and communities help collect 535 pints of blood. A life-saving effort with the potential, yes, with the potential to impact more than 1,600 lives. But the true impact, it reaches even deeper. Through this campaign, students not only gained critical knowledge about sickle cell disease, they became health advocates and compassionate leaders within their peer group. We are especially grateful to our district leadership for championing this initiative and this mission. Superintendent Dr. Eric Green, Assistant Superintendent Monica Thomas, and Director of
Moving a little slowly, I apologize. I am Denise Smith with the American Red Cross, and this has been a dream of mine to come to Jackson and start building the educational program with students and getting people to understand the need for blood donation. We could not have asked for a better partner than Jackson Public Schools. It was such an endearing experience, not only for myself, our staff absolutely loved it, and I do believe that the students did as well. We couldn't have done what we did without the leadership of Ms. Ballou and the student council advisors. It was a full team effort, and there was no way that we would have been able to help so many patients, but I am proud to stand here and announce the fact that, as she said, 535 units of blood. That's an amazing amount of blood, especially for the first time of us coming up here and partnering with you all. The total of scholarships is $12,350. You can see the breakdown on the screen there, but what that doesn't show you is there is also another part of the American Red Cross Sickle Cell Initiative is being able to award an extra scholarship to those schools that rank in the top 10 in the country. And that's the top 10 based on how many units of blood that were collected that will go specifically for sickle cell patients. We don't have the final in just yet, but as of this point right now, there are 3 of the Jackson Public Schools that are in that top 10. That is an amazing thing.
Wow.
So and once that is all tallied at the end of June and we find out for sure, those 3 schools, hopefully all 3 of them will stay in that top 10. Each one of them will receive an extra $5,000 scholarship for one student. So I love the fact that we are able to offer these scholarships and we are able to educate these young people as to what the future is for sickle cell and the need for them in the future. But the biggest thing to me is just getting them to understand and educating them and seeing them step up and decide that second go-round that they wanted to do this. They were terrified the first time. The second time, didn't have to ask some of them. So I wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and from Red Cross for everything, all the support and the team effort that was given. And I have our Southwest Mississippi Executive Director here with me this evening, Tamika Jewett, and we want to present an award. This is also a first time that we have done a biomed division of these awards, and so we have the award. I'm going to have Tamika come up here and actually announce what this is for us to present it.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Well, first of all, I'm just going to start with bragging on our community, and I'm so glad that our national Red Cross team, Blood Services, took a look at Jackson. I've been around with Red Cross since 2008. And we've never collected blood, even before then. So this is the first time, Jackson gets a lot of negative publicity, and so I know that they were looking at this area and when so many things that were coming to play, and all I could do is say, just come. So I'm not surprised by the success. All I just need is a chance, and I'm so thankful that Jackson Public Schools partnered with us to allow everyone to see all the potential here. And not only did we just do well, we made national attention. Everyone in Red Cross is looking at Jackson, Mississippi, because of JPS. So we're going to keep on going. I'm excited about it, this continued partnership. We have so many other lines of services and opportunities for our students in the area. So thank you so much, Denise and her team. And I just, set off to the side and, okay, whatever you need me to do, Denise. And she and Shatina have just been absolutely amazing. So we have blood drives coming up. One of you guys are probably really interested in, I don't know if you're a JPD fan or a Jackson Fire fan, but they have a Battle of the Badges coming up next Friday. So you can donate at the Jackson Fire Academy, Jackson Police Academy from 11 until 4 next Friday. So go out and support them. And we're going to be in the area monthly doing blood drives. So anyone in the room, if you want to get involved, you can contact me, contact Denise, if your church, organization, and we already know we're here with JPS. So we're going to keep on doing this. Thank you so much for your time. And we do have an award here we want to present. It says Southwest Mississippi Chapter Blood Services Sponsorship Group of the Year. And that's the education component. Is Jackson Public Schools. Your compassion, service, and generosity captured the humanitarian spirit of the American Red Cross. Thank you so much for supporting the mission. And it's signed by our regional executive officer, Mark Bedingfield, who's my boss, on April 24th, 2025. One more round of applause for JPS. Woo!
I also want to recognize our student council advisors who led the drives at each of their schools. So the student council advisors, if you would join the group in the front for a picture, please.
Very good. Very, very good.
And I apologize. I almost forgot to say this, but I also wanted to make another, and this is, I feel like I could keep going on, but we also have a program at our HBCU schools, and this year will be the first year that we have HBCU ambassadors at Jackson State. Nice. It's wonderful that we are doing that, and the bigger thing that I want to announce is that the very first one that was selected is a former Mr. Murrah, Hart Jefferson.
Oh,
and then,
Hart, yeah.
and then there is a former student of Ridgeland High School that is another one of those ambassadors. So nice. Just amazing things, and we look forward to partnering with you all and continuing this great partnership.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So I knew I would feel good about this presentation and, you know, some level of pride for all the hard work that our team has done and, of course, that our scholars have done. But I am bowled over by what was accomplished, by the leadership that our scholars have demonstrated, by the partnership that is continuing to develop with American Red Cross, and the various ways that this is mushrooming. I love the continued work with HBCUs, and especially with Jackson State here. I'm not at all surprised that a JPS grad will be one of the ambassadors. And of course, when you name one of the scholars and everybody in here is like, oh, Hart, yeah, we know. You know that they're doing some amazing things. I do want to say this. It has been a goal or an intention of mine throughout my tenure here that in addition to all the things that we know we need to work on and improve in this city, in this area, in our district, in our schools, that our scholars see themselves not only as recipients of support and help and largesse of big-hearted people, families, community members, funders, etc., but they too see themselves and actually take some action to serve the community and serve the city and their schools and on and on. And we've had a few wonderful examples, board members, just this school year, of our young people taking the lead and letting their voices be known and really standing up and doing something that's powerful and something that needs to be done in our community. So I'm so proud of these young people, excited for these numbers, excited, of course, to be recognized nationally, because why not? Why not? We're doing some good things here in Jackson Public Schools. So thank you all again for being here with us. Let's give another huge round of applause for all of those who helped to make this happen. And with that, Mrs. Hilliard concludes my remarks.
Thank you so very much for that excellent report. And thanks to the American Red Cross for putting Jackson Public Schools on the map. You know, we are always excited when we see Jackson Public Schools is leading in any area, in all areas. So that we strive for. Do we have any participants?
Board members, you have.
Real quick,
Sorry.
I just wanted to throw out one thing based off the the video and everything, talking about graduation. I would be remiss, right, if I didn't say just how incredible watching over 1,300 kids walk across the stage and get their diplomas, and to see all of that. Also wanted to shout one of them out because I was at the city council meeting on Tuesday, and Jamie Anderson, a scholar from Forest Hill, was recognized by the city council as well. So he was very nervous, and then if you've seen him before, once he got to the mic, he warmed up a little bit, and then he kept going. But, those kids getting up there and giving speeches, those kids walking across that stage, it really is such an incredible testament to the hard work that our teachers do, that our administrators do, that the central office does. That doesn't happen just through the high schools, and the high schools are up there, and they're the ones handing out they're the ones handing out that incredible piece of paper. But that stuff starts in pre-K and K and runs all the way through our elementary and middle schools. And so I just kind of wanted to shout out those kids for their incredible performance and finishing something really, really monumental. So that's it.
Thanks for the shout out. Are there other comments, board members?
Yeah, I just want to add and just kind of piggyback off Mitch. I was listening to a radio show on yesterday, and they were talking about, the youth and the trauma, in our society. And I called in because I commented about the resilience of our youth, because it really touched my heart to know that we had lost so many of our Jackson Public Schools students, and we were awarding the diplomas to the parents posthumously. And those, students that were their friends, that were their colleagues, that, that is traumatic. That is trauma on a whole building, staff, counselors, everyone, the parents. And yet there was so much joy, and yet we still had success. Yet we are still succeeding and doing well despite these things. And I just want to continue to push us and push us and push us to tell the good stories, because it makes a difference. Like that kind of a story to say, yes, we have loss, but yes, out of our loss, we have triumph. Yes, out of it, we still have love, we still have togetherness, we still have connectedness, and these kids are still killing it. They are still doing it. And despite this, and yes, a lot of stuff that is happening is based up, just environmental. It's things that are happening that we have to work on, and we as a village need to work on all together, collectively. We have new leadership, new mayor, new everything, police chief, but we all got to work on it together. So I'm just going to say kudos, Jackson Public Schools. You all are doing the thing. I'm so proud. I'm proud, because of all of those 1,359 students that crossed that stage. And that's not it. There are more, because some are working, and this summer they're coming, and they'll be finishing too. And I'm excited about that. And, we're just going to continue to push forward. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Cynthia. Are there other comments? Do we have any participants?
Board members, you have one person who signed up to address you in public participation, but we'll need to handle it in executive session.
Okay. All right, next we have the information-only items. Mrs. Faulkner, it's items A and B.
Great evening, Mrs. Hilliard, board members, Dr. Green, JPS team members, and our community. The administration recommends the review of the agreement between the Junior League of Jackson and Jackson Public Schools in regards to the district-wide Teacher Mini Grant Program and the I Read More with My Buddy reading tutorial program at McWillie Elementary School. Are there any questions on either?
Questions? Thank you.
Excellent.
Ms.
Thank you.
Faulkner. Mrs.
And you got one more thing.
Did you do both?
She did both. Thank you. Ms. Thomas has item. She did both. C and
I moved too fast. My apologies. So the administration also recommends your review of the agreements between two different chapters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated for their nutritional program that will be housed at two of our elementary schools.
okay.
Any questions on that program?
Ms. Parker, I know it's in our board materials, but I was hoping you could go through. So the way I read this, there's going to be 60 scholars that will be selected for the Childhood Hunger Initiative Power Pack at Oak Forest and Wilkins. Can you talk to us a little bit about the advertisement and selection process? Just because the more we talk about it, the more likely we are to get more people applying, and that's what we want. We want people to know about it and everything like that. Can you talk to us a little bit about what that selection process is going to look like?
Absolutely, Mr. McGuffey, excuse me. So the maximum number of slots at each school will be 60 based on the funding that the sorority has. In regard to selecting the students, we have the interventionist, the principal, the teachers, everyone in that building that surrounds those scholars that becomes familiar with them and can identify the scholars who have some nutritional needs that are not met over the holidays and on weekends. The parents can also support it. What we'll do is when the program starts, we can have a flyer that goes out on either school status or in the child's backpack, and the parents can advise if they need the support. But I think it's an all-hands-on-deck kind of approach for the teachers and the folks in the building to just pay attention if there's a scholar that needs that support.
And one thing I loved in here, and so I just want to highlight that I saw, we're going to do translations for our ELL students as well.
Absolutely. So any flyer that goes out to our parents, it is mandatory that flyer be translated into Spanish. So it will go out to ensure that all of our scholars are receiving equitable support.
Fantastic. It's a great program. Shout out to Alpha Alpha, Alpha, and the pink and green holding it down.
Yes.
So, good job. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Saltzman.
Yes.
All right. Ms. Thomas has items C and D, agreement between Northtown Pharmacy and Jackson Public Schools. Okay.
Good evening, Vice President, Ms. Hilliard, Superintendent Green, and other board members, as well as community members. The purpose of this agreement between Improve Your Tomorrow is to establish a working relationship between this group and Jackson Public Schools to provide mentoring services to 100 scholars at Blackburn and Powell Middle School by implementing a college academy. So there will be 50 scholars at Blackburn and 50 scholars at Powell Middle School. Mentors will engage with young men of color doing academic study sessions, social and emotional sessions, family engagement workshops, and college tours. Okay.
Ms. Thomas, this is done through grant funding?
I'm sorry.
True.
Yes. No funds from the district. This is through grant funds, private funds that we've already received from another grant. Yes.
And Ms. Thomas, I don't know if he's able to speak since he's on the phone, but Dr. Sivak had a question about just references or any work that you were able to do to understand how this program has worked in other places or any of that. Can you speak to that?
Okay. I did engage with many conversations with the CEO as well as some previous mentors within this organization. One actually came to visit us, and that was most enlightening because we actually went through what that daily working routine would be. So they visited us at Blackburn Middle School so that we could go ahead and evaluate and have an opportunity to see exactly what mentors would be doing during their time with boys and girls on site.
Thank you, Dr. Green, for asking that question around references. Ms. Thomas, just a little bit more. Is this a new engagement? Have we worked with Improve Your Tomorrow before within Jackson Public Schools?
This is a new engagement for us with Improve Your Tomorrow.
Okay, and I'm very much in favor of the program and mentoring, given that this is a new relationship. It sounds like we did not do any references with any other school districts where this program was implemented. Is that correct?
That is correct. We did not do any references. We are aware of them being in various schools in California, but you're correct. We did not do any formal references.
Okay. So I know this is information only. Prior to asking board approval, could we get external references and a little bit more background on the organization? I know there was some information materials on the program, but I didn't see any information on, this organization. Where is it based? What is their track record with other programs? I think that would be helpful for the board prior to bringing a new vendor, new program like this into the school district, in addition to some references with from other school districts or programs that had used their services and had good outcomes.
Yes, sir. We'll do prior
Okay,
to the
thank you.
June 17th meeting. Okay, the next one is to continue the established agreement that we have with Northtown Pharmacy. Northtown has been with us for various years now, and they provide immunizations, flu vaccinations, immunization maintenance, COVID-19 screening and testing for both scholars and staff. During this contractual period, 658 COVID-19 vaccinations were given, 94 flu vaccinations, 70 Tdap vaccinations, and that's very important for our rising 7th graders.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Are there questions or comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next on the agenda, Ms. Moore, Executive Director, Dr. Moore. I'm sorry, Dr. Moore, Advanced Academics.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Ms. Illard, to board members, Dr. Green. The administration recommends the approval of the reclassification of the position out-of-school experiences to a new position, Manager of Special Programs and Out-of-School Experiences within Office of Advanced Academics. Currently, the coordination and expansion of special programs and out-of-school experiences, including after-school programs and enrichment activities, is needed of a dedicated manager to effectively reimagine and expand these offerings. This will help us to ensure that families have access to the resources they need for special programs, out-of-school experiences, and enrichment.
Okay. Questions? Comments?
I just had a question. We have somebody, we're currently doing this, we're expanding out. Is that accurate?
Currently, the position is a classified position. We are seeking a new individual for that position, but we're also looking to reclassify this to a manager role, which allows to provide for a certified position.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The individual who was in this position was recently promoted.
No, sir.
Okay. But it is vacant.
This is a vacancy. That
Yes.
person is no
Okay.
longer with the district.
Okay, sorry. Yes. It's a vacancy.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Thank you, Dr. Mora.
Thank you.
Mrs. Martin, Executive Director of Transportation.
Good evening to the board and to our superintendent on this evening. The administration is recommending the review of our software service agreement with Tyler Technologies. We would like to upgrade the routing software that we are currently using. In addition to upgrading the software, we will also like to add onboard tablet hardware to all buses. This will provide us, these tablets will allow us to deal more with the routing with these tablets, turn-by-turn directions. It also will allow our drivers to do online pre-trip inspections with these tablets, and this is information that we would be able to track that this is actually being done.
So who will be operating these?
The tablets.
Mm-hmm.
So the tablets will be on the buses, but the drivers would be able to use these tablets to do their pre-trip inspection, bumper to bumper. Also, when they're receiving sub routes we would be able to send that data to the tablets that will provide turn-by-turn directions for our drivers.
Okay.
So it will be operated within the district.
Okay. Thank you. Comments, questions?
Yeah, go ahead, Ed.
Go ahead, Mr. McGuffey.
No, you got it. You go first.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Harris-Martin, my questions revolve around continued engagement with this vendor. I know transportation has been a particular pain point within the district, not just this year, but for many years. And it's my understanding that we're going to be continuing with a vendor with which we've been with for 20 years. What gives us the confidence that staying with this vendor is going to make things better?
So this particular system that we're currently on, we had this system started back in 2002. It's the dinosaur of the systems that they have. So there's never been an upgrade to this system since we purchased this system. So with that, this upgrade is going to provide for us. I know one of the pain points also was with the MyStop app. Well, with this upgrade, it will allow us to upgrade to another parent portal that is a two-way communication portal. So in the event that for whatever reason they cannot contact someone via the office, they can actually go on this app and we could have two-way communication. This system has really supported us in the past. Now that we have partnered with First Student and we have given them access to this system, they have really played a major role with helping us get this system up to par with routing. Their team is very skilled in that system. And so being able to upgrade this system to be able to have all of the features that it offers and not operate from a system, a dinosaur as I call it, I believe that it will assist us with being more timely. It will provide more of a user-friendly interface for us by doing this upgrade.
Thank you. And so you mentioned the app. What is the main difference between what we currently have and what will this improve upon?
So the app that we currently have, it's connected to the actual routes within this routing system. And so if the route is not correct, then that app will not necessarily give you the correct information because it's all tied in with the GPS that's on the bus. So, but with the MyRide, the MyRide will, again, like I said, provide that two-way contact. It's still connected to the routes. So the routes, first of all, have to be correct in the system for this to be a successful system. And as I stated earlier, we have the partnership with First Solutions, First Student, that we meet with them weekly. They are working with our routes. All of our routes are updated in the system. And so with that support, along with the added benefits of this new system, I really believe that this is going to be a great marriage.
Okay, great. And the last question I have is the current app, is that separate technology from our current vendor?
No, it's with our current vendor. It's just connected with the dinosaur system. So the MyRide K-12 is the update or upgrade to MyStop app.
Okay, so is it the right assessment then that some of our problems have been associated with the fact that we've been running on outdated technology, so we haven't been able to get parents or administrative leaders information because the system wasn't capable of providing it. Is that a right assessment?
That is a right assessment. And one other thing that I failed to say earlier, that this system will be web-based. So we would be able to use this system from any area. We do not necessarily just have to be at work. We could actually pull this system up and make any adjustments to this system from any point.
Okay, thank you.
Are there other questions, comments?
I have a couple. I think one is a question. Just I want to make sure that when I was reading through the contract, I want to make sure that I understand the contract that's being proposed. It's a single year contract. We're on year by year renewals. Is there a reason for that? With tech, we typically would do that I would think, on a longer leash. But is there a reason we're going year to year?
I really can't answer that right. I think that is something.
So thank you for that question. So this is the first year. We're doing a 1 year because we were trying to work it into a larger agreement. This same vendor is also the vendor that our ERP is for, Tyler Technologies. They own both of these softwares. Unfortunately, we had this agreement with.
They're
not
aligned.
No. So we tried to get aligned, and it was taking too long, but we needed this to start a school. We'll work with Attorney Turner over the course of this next 12 months to get those two things aligned and see if we can get them into one agreement. But in order I didn't want to do a long-term agreement
Okay. So that's the question. Thank you for the clarification. The comment that I have is this may be individual to me. One of the sell points for this is that we didn't want to have a loss of data from our relationship over the years. I hate being trapped in relationships just because they have our information and we can't port that over to another vendor. So I just want us thinking about that. This may be great. It may fix a lot of our problems to update tech. That certainly is true. If you're using an old computer, you'll get the feel that you're using an old computer real fast. But I just want us thinking about that as we're contracting with them, both over ownership of the data and how is it, what is the file format and all that stuff, such that it could be ported out so we don't have the threat of a loss of our information.
Okay, so let me address one thing there. So I don't think the selection process was about us losing data. This software is the best of breed product. This is the one that most school districts around the country use. Our application of it, to Ms. Harris's point, is suffered because, one, we didn't recognize that there were upgrades and we weren't doing the upgrades. Two, our internal capacity to manage this software wasn't at its best. So in this partnership with First Student, to her point, helps elevate our capacity. Those people have been professionals. They've operated this as private, third-party, money-making ventures. They've come in and they've embraced us, and they're helping us, teach us how to better utilize the software. So at the other end of this, we will have the internal capacity. So while the concern about data is a thing, that wasn't the reason why we stayed with it.
Got it. More than me.
Okay. Are there other questions, comments? Thank you, Mrs. Harris.
Thank you.
Okay. Attorney Harris. G and H.
Good evening.
Evening.
The Office of the General Counsel is presenting for review the request to purchase our insurance coverages for the year. Board members, you have the information in front of you, but I just wanted to update you on our insurance renewal. We're pleased to report that our overall renewal premium is lower than what we paid last year, and we've managed to secure broader, more comprehensive coverage. The improvement is due to two main factors. The first is while the insurance market remains somewhat volatile, we benefited from a slight improvement in market conditions, which contributed to a more favorable rate. And the second, and more importantly, is our optimization efforts are paying off. We've reduced coverage levels on buildings that we no longer use or occupy, which significantly lowered our property insurance costs. So by eliminating unnecessary carrying costs on vacant facilities, we've made our coverage more efficient and cost-effective. In terms of enhanced coverage, I want to highlight two important additions. The first is cyber liability coverage. This is newly included in our policies, and it will help protect the district from financial and operational impact of a data breach or a cyber attack. This includes support for things like legal services, system restoration, and notification to affected individuals. As cyber threats continue to grow, this is a critical layer of protection for us. And the second, we've added a deadly weapons protection coverage. This is another key addition, given the unfortunate realities of today's world. Thankfully, with our current measures in the district, we have been able to detect the vast majority of weapons at the point of entry. But this coverage will provide financial support in the event of an incident involving a firearm or other weapon on school grounds. It includes access to crisis response services such as counseling, communication support, and even physical site repairs if necessary. It ensures we have the resources to respond quickly and support our staff and scholars should the unthinkable occur. So in summary, this year's renewal reflects a thoughtful and proactive approach. We're spending less, thanks in a large part to our strategic planning, our optimization, but also we're receiving greater protection in high-risk areas that directly impact the safety and operations of our district. That's all. I'm happy to entertain any questions you may have.
Questions? Comments? Thank you. Attorney Harris.
Ms. Hilliard,
Yes.
I was just hoping Attorney Harris could hit the punchline and share how much money we are saving with this.
Yes, sir, Dr. Sivak. Last year, our
Yearly two.
premium, our expiring coverage for last year is $3,346,613.77. For this year, our renewal is $3,152,703.94. So that's a savings of about $200,000, and that includes two additional coverages. That includes a cyber coverage and a deadly weapons coverage as well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And again, I just want to lift up, just the process of working through the insurance coverage. I think the administration has done a lot of work to both get the supports we need to get the best coverage, the most coverage at the best value. I also appreciate the fact that this proposal came to us in information only, so we have time to review it. There was a time when, it was a fire drill to get insurance coverages approved by the board. So, the process is more smooth. We got more coverage. We're saving money. So, again, credit to you, Attorney Harris, for your leadership here and all the support people around you, and also to our external partners who support us in this endeavor as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
Other comments? Okay. Attorney Harris?
Yes. Moving on to the next item. The Office of the General Counsel is recommending that the Board of Trustees review the recommendations related to the amendment of these two policies, GACG, outside or dual employment. We're recommending amendment of this policy to incorporate a cross-reference to another policy, GADT, which is professional leave for consulting purposes. The second amendment that we're presenting for review is policy KCA, public participation in board meetings. We're recommending amendment of this policy to include the procedures that we follow during our regular board meetings, to add that to our policy.
Oh, okay.
Are there any questions?
Questions, comments?
Ms. Hilliard, I just have one comment, and this is somewhat associated with a comment made in reference to another policy, either a meeting ago or 2 meetings back. I believe that the board secretary's name is referenced in the policy, Rosalind Williams, and I think we should consider just referencing the position and, again, I'm hopeful Ms. Williams will be here for many, many, many more years. And when the time comes where she's not, we won't be out of compliance, just because the person's not there. Then that was KCA.
Yeah, I believe we'll probably, it might make sense for us, Dr. Sivak and board members, to take a look over time at all of our policies to remove names where they're not specifically required. I believe for maybe some of the Title IX or some of those investigative or policies related to those investigations or those processes, it's required that a name be submitted. But for others, I think that's something we can certainly work towards and address it here in this policy in the immediate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. All right. Dr. Sivak, were you saying something else?
He said thank you.
I just said thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Review of the amended agreement between Tougaloo College and Jackson Public Schools and Mississippi Department of Education. Mr. Barrett.
Thank you, Vice President Hilliard, Board, Superintendent Green, JPS family. The administration recommends a review. Jeez. Sorry. You started around for some reason. The administration recommends a review of the amended memorandum of agreement between Jackson Public School District, Tougaloo College, and the Mississippi Department of Education for the continuation of the early college high school program. The amendment increases the allowable tuition charge rate from $100 to $150 per credit hour for each duly enrolled student participating in the ECHSP program. The current book resource fee, $21 per credit hour, and the graduation fee, $100 per student, will remain unchanged. We estimate, based on the current enrollment, that this will only add about $49,000 to this, to our current obligation. As a side note and an add, there has not been a revision to this policy rate since its inception. So, rate of inflation. Yeah.
Questions? Comments? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Burke. Next, we have information action items. You can come on, Dr. Cormack.
They didn't update the revised PowerPoint, so you are up next.
Okay.
He is up next, according to the agenda.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson did not update, so according to the agenda, Dr. Cormack is up next.
Good evening, Vice President Hilliard, Dr. Green, members of the board, and our JPS community. The administration is recommending the awarding of RFP 2025-04 to lead partners in the area of school and district leadership to the following partners: Instruction Partners, the Kirkland Group, and EduService, also known as CT3 Education. Again, these lead partners will provide support both to school and district leaders.
Okay. Questions? Board members, questions, comments? Okay.
All right.
Okay, none. Is there a motion to approve the information action item A?
Ms. Williams, I'm sorry, I did have one question on this, and it's a question that we may get. Is there a current plan for the building where Obama Elementary is currently? Is there a plan for the building, or will it go into the repurposing initiative? Is there any thoughts on that?
Dr. Sivak, we can address that when we come to the reconfiguration item. That's okay?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to approve the information action item A? It's
So moved.
It's been moved by Trustee Mitch, second by
Frank. Mr. Figures.
Okay, Mrs. Figures. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye, okay. There being no nays, the motion is approved. Okay, and B, are you doing B also?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
The administration would also like to urge the board to approve and award RFP 2025-05 to lead partners in the area of teacher supports. For the teacher support RFP, we have divvied that up into 4 main categories of teacher support, including teachers of grade 3 through 12, those teachers who support English learners, our early childhood teachers in pre-kindergarten through 2nd grade, and our special educators. We are seeking the board's approval to award to the following partners: the Kirkland Group, EduService, Kids First, the International Solutions for Growth Group, Core Learning, the Center for Applied Linguistics, and EL Engage.
Okay. All right, questions? Board members, are there questions, comments?
Yes, Ms. Hilliard, I do have, this may be more of a comment than a question. I know these are bids for lead teachers, and I had no issues with the recommended bids and nor the process selected. I think the scoring criteria were very clear. I think it would be helpful, just given the investment we make into lead teachers, when the contracts are brought before the board for approval, to include some of the data associated with track record. I know we have some really strong lead partners who have been an important part of our progress. But again, just for the board to see how the involvement with these lead partners has been associated with the performance that was also related to the recommendation to either keep them on or to add them.
Yes, sir. We definitely hear that recommendation. We do a quarterly convening with lead partners, and so certainly we could bring that information, that data, to corroborate these elections.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
All right. Are there other questions, comments? Approval to award RFP 2025-05. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay, it has been moved and second to approve the information action item B. All in favor?
Aye.
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 No nays. There being none, the motion is approved. Approval of the recommendation to close Wells School. Dr. Merritt.
All right, great evening, Board of Trustees and Dr. Green and JPS community. The administration recommends the closing of Ida B. Wells Elementary and reconfiguring Bailey Magnet Middle School from a 6/8 school to a 4th through 8th grade school. The Wells building will remain open for the APAC program. Also, Barack Obama Elementary School will permanently be relocated to 715 North Congress Street to 7020 US 49 and co-locate with Northwest IB Middle School. Obama will remain a separate pre-K through 5th grade school. And this is the recommendation of the administration.
All right. Questions? Comments?
The question we got from Dr. Sivak, the question that we received from Dr. Sivak was related to the building, the Obama Magnet building and plans for that. Our plan is to enter the Obama property, the current Obama property, into that facilities repurposing effort so that it will be available for any entities that may want to partner with us or purchase or what have you. And so we'll have an open, transparent process for rethinking the use of that property. We've certainly heard from entities that are interested or have some ideas for the use of it, but it too, just so that we can keep everything as transparent and straightforward as possible, we'll use that same repurposing process that we have in place.
Okay.
Thanks, Dr. Green. And also, just to be clear, the the elementary education program will still be called the Obama Elementary IB program. Is that correct? The name is continuing? And it is a separate school, it's just co-locating in the Northwest property.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And the team is already working through signage and all of that for that space so that the Obama entity is acknowledged and known and lifted up, just as Northwest. I know they already have, they've worked on shared crests for each school, the same crest but with a different name for Obama and for Northwest. And again, I know they're already there's work being done on signage in front of the building and all of that. So,
all right, I got two follow-up questions about that, because the stuff that's been brought to me, I've said it over and over. We're going to have a playground.
I was just about to ask that.
Are you going to have it ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
in fact, something was already moved Friday. Right. There's already work happening on the playground front. Yes. Yes. We heard you, and we have acted with urgency around that.
Well, I don't know the answer to that.
Did we get one in Shirley?
Shirley? No, sir. It's not complete. No, it's not complete yet at Shirley.
It's in the works. It's coming. It's happening.
Mr. Burke?
Yes. Yes, sir. What's the question?
Playground at Shirley Elementary.
Playground at Shirley.
The former Witten Middle.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know if the playground's there?
Mm-hmm.
Don't think so, but I will make sure that they get there. I'm sorry. I was in a different conversation.
No, you're good. I want to piggyback on this. I want to keep pressing on this because we're doing this at 3 different locations. We are relocating elementary students into middle school spaces at Bailey, at Northwest, and at formerly Witten, now Shirley. They need places. They need playgrounds.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Okay.
we agree. Yes,
So
they will have playgrounds.
Yeah, and beyond just the playgrounds, I just and I don't know, just the idea, and I know a parent brought this to me, and that is just the concern of the amount of doors and exits and even the buildings at Shirley for so many little ones. Was concerning. And I don't know what things are in place just to make it feel more. It was just going to be huge anyway coming from Sykes Elementary. That's just a given. But to make people still feel like their little ones are safe and not overlooked or could get somewhere in a space and possibly be missing, for a day or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm just really concerned for elementary students, little ones, going into these big, huge buildings and spaces.
So we'll receive that, and what I'll ask is that Ms. Woody work with our principal and team to identify any specific concerns, whether that they've heard from parents or that they might have with regard to the space. The reality is, and we often have to help folks see, just because we've not done it does not mean that this is not a normal occurrence. There are tons of large elementary schools all over the place, all over this state.
Mm-hmm.
So just because it's larger doesn't inherently mean that there's a safety concern. But where folks have seen, hey, this door right here is not, maintained as a locked door, or there's a hole in the fence. Well, we've got new fencing, so that shouldn't be the issue. But any of those sorts of specific things that folks might have as a concern, we'll definitely see what we can mine from that to address, specific concerns that they might have. And then we'll probably have to do some more work just to help folks see all day, every day, the babies are moving in and out of this space, and there's no
issues,
no real issue. I mean, that doesn't change the way you feel,
right?
But to make sure that they know that we've not had specific issues with them moving in and out of the space. But the other piece that is attached to what you're saying is it has to feel like an elementary school. Mm-hmm. And so I will admit that I took my eye off the ball with regard to the playground. This will be fixed. Mm-hmm. We will address that. And so.
The other concern I have, and I haven't drove by there, and it wasn't our concern for JPS, but it is one for JPS to raise up with the city, and that is around the like all the grown up,
a lot of overgrowth around Shirley.
A lot of overgrowth all around the backside of Shirley now. And that street, the potholes, the everything, where the buses have to come in and out of. I mean, extremely, and a dumping site. Now, it may be clean, so I may be raising something that has not happened, because I haven't driven over there this year. I've been more at like Peoples and Key. It's not mine. I don't know.
I went. It's been a few months ago, but yeah, you still have that problem across that backside of.
Okay, so yeah, really bad. When I say bad, I mean mattresses and couches thrown back there and everything. So something to raise up.
And I don't think it's ours.
No,
so,
city.
Right.
City, but JPS to raise up with the city, like get this cleaned up. Our babies have to drive through here.
Right. So you may or may not know, Dr. Merritt, in his role as our chief of staff, has had, and we've benefited from, a close relationship and communications with the chief of staff in the city. And so as the administration shifts, we'll have to reestablish those relationships to make sure that those kinds of things we can lift up directly to the mayor's office and to the administration to address any of those sorts of things. And for our part, as we've done around Hughes and perhaps around Key, I don't know the degree to which we've done it, but those points that are so close to us, our team, we've even kind of redirected some of our resources there. That's not the long-term fix, but just thinking about ways that we can support in getting it done, whatever it is, addressing the issue.
Last thing on the Northwest Obama, I don't know the answer to this. Do the elementary and middle school kids, are they going to have separate entrances? Because we have that at Bailey, right? We sort of were able to institute that. It's sort of geographically easier points of entry, but what's happening out there?
This has been the point of lots of planning and discussion, and
I've had 3 different Obama parents ask me this question. So.
Great. So yes, there will be 2 separate entrances. There's both the main entrance, which will continue to serve our middle school scholars, and then on the hallway, which is the north-facing hallway.
Okay.
of the building, where you turn kind of catty corner, that will be the designated Obama school. They will be all located on that hallway. So for pre-kindergarten through 5th grade on that hall. There is an entrance at the end of that hallway that they can make their way up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a set of doors, and yes, the playground is being delivered and whatnot. The swing set is on the exterior there, the grassy area, but then, so that door can be used as an entrance and an egress to the playground, which is being constructed. And we will have some additional community engagement. We met this week to talk about the ribbon cutting and open house events, which we will host both at Bailey, but then also at the Obama Northwest campus. And there are also some summer opportunities where this is happening. But I will say that Ms. Wilson has been engaging with the Obama parents over the course of the spring through their PTA to share a lot of this information. And so we've leaned on them to convey that to parents that may not have been able to make an evening engagement. And our public engagement team is working on a longer feature to describe some of the work that's being done to unify the two school communities. The tagline is 2 schools under 1 roof, you know. And so we want to get that message out that Barack Obama Magnet Elementary is here to stay. It will just be co-located with Northwest to provide pre-K through 8th grade programming in one building.
That's good. I just think about Cardozo and Bates because they're right there in the same campus.
Yes.
Same building.
Absolutely. Same concept. And for parents and families, they love that option. It's just a continuous program, and especially now with the International Baccalaureate program and the start at pre-kindergarten, the conveyor belt of services, the deepening of the IB learner profile, I think it's going to be tremendous. And we're excited to showcase some of those learnings. Just quick aside, we also took a trip to Memphis to view a pre-K through 12 campus that is engaging with IB. And so a lot of takeaways were brought from that visit to think about how we do this and do this well.
Love it.
Okay. All right, other questions, comments? All right, is there a motion to approve the information and action item? Thank you, Dr. Merrick. Is there a motion to approve the information action item C?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mitch, second by Frank. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No nays, there being none. The motion is approved. Next, we have the consent agenda item, finance. The board has previously reviewed all the consent agenda items for finance, and we've had an opportunity to ask administration questions. Are there any further questions? If not, board members, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda item, finance?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Figures, second by Cynthia.
Ms. Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No nays. There being none, the motion is approved. Next, we have consent agenda items. General, the board has previously reviewed all the consent agenda items for general, and we have had an opportunity to ask the administration questions. Are there any further questions? If not, board members, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda general? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved by Mitch. Frank. By Dr. Seebeck, and second by Mitch. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. No nays, there being none, the motion is approved. Next, we have a consent agenda item, personnel. All the consent agenda items personnel have been reviewed by the administration, and we've had an opportunity to ask the administration questions. Are there any further questions? If not, board members, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda item?
Madam Vice President, might I
Yes.
interject? I need to clear up something about there is playground equipment at Shirley.
Okay.
There is playground equipment at Shirley. 2 sets. We have got confirmation. So I apologize for not being, but there is playground equipment. I thought there was playground equipment. That's why I was confused by the question momentarily.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is playground equipment at Shirley. Okay.
Good. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
Thank
Yeah,
you. And I admit I have not been by there. I just was asking because I.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was in a, yeah. So
Okay.
there is playground equipment.
Thank
So that my boss will let me work one more day. I want to clear this up.
Thank you, Mr. Burke. Next, if not board members, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda personnel? Is there a motion?
I move that we accept the approval of the personnel agenda items.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second? Board members?
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, are they all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
No nays. There being none, the motion is approved. Is there a consideration to hold an executive session? Yes? Is there a motion to close the meeting to consider the needs to go into the executive session?
So move.
So moved. Cynthia, second.
Frank Biggers.
Frank, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, no nays.
Aye.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone, and we hope that you have a good night. We appreciate your patience.
Night.
Operated in a municipal election, never in the state of Mississippi.
For the first time, JPS scholars had the opportunity to question those running for mayor of Jackson, challenging them on real issues that impact their daily lives.
I really look at it as a big moment, very important, especially to the kids nowadays.
Topics ranged from the Jackson water crisis to youth violence and improving education.
In all ways that we have to operate with less, but do more.
I thought it was an amazing experience because it's not just my parents that it's affecting me as well. So I feel like their vote matters. So I need to hear how this is going to affect me and go back and tell my parents.
Scholars from across the district stepped up to the mic, asking tough questions.
What are some outside ideas you have to improve school funding so we can